This is the question.
Right.
Okay. Now this is the question and you have to work out for the interval within which W lies. That means that is the error interval that you have to calculate.
Yeah.
So, so firstly what you have to do, you have to work for the lower bounds. So I assume you know like you know how to calculate upper bounds and lower bounds, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So calculate the lower bound and upper bound for this one.
Would the lower bound be 208.5
Yes.
and the upper bound 209.5?
Yes. So your final interval will be W lies from 208.5 to 209.5. Okay. Okay, now let me look for some more questions. Okay. So first, you know how to round. The very first thing is you should know how to round the numbers. Okay. If you have to work out for the errors and the error interval, the first thing is you know how to round the numbers. So first is the question is a number is rounded to the nearest whole value to 50. It's just this question I'm giving you. So a number rounded to the nearest whole number 50, which is the error interval. Find its error interval.
What?
A number is rounded nearest to whole number 50, which is its error interval. Like find its error interval.
What is its number?
50, 50,
Oh,
50.
is there any? So would it be 50 and 51?
No, the question is only a number is rounded to nearest whole number is 50. What is its error interval?
So would it be and 50?
Uh,
Or would it be 50 and wait, let me. Would it be 50 or 50.5?
it should be 49. You have to calculate the lower bound and upper bound. This will be your range. Okay. So for this, it's 49.5 to 50.5.
Oh, okay.
Same as if it's given as mm, let me see this one. So I'm giving you a very simple question as of now, then I'll update the question. So you have to calculate the error interval of weight of a dog, which is 3 kg. Is this clear? The question clear?
Could you write it on the board?
Okay, at home to
So I can
upload.
see it.
Yes, yes. So actually I'm uploading a whole PDF, it will be better. Okay. Can you write the questions? Can you read the question? Hello? Hello?
Hello. 1 second. Yeah, kind of. Do you want me to answer them on the screen?
Sorry?
Do you want me to answer them on the screen? Do you want me to write the answers on the screen?
Yes, I said yes.
Oh, okay. Is that right?
Yes, that's good. Okay.
Okay.
We now see the next one.
So I'm gonna try to do it on my screen because it's not letting me
Okay.
write
Okay, wait a
anymore.
minute. Can you write it now?
Okay. Yeah.
So it's 14.75 to 14.85, right?
Yeah. Um, so the screen. I think there's something wrong with the projector because whenever I try to write, it doesn't let me write.
Okay, so you can take it on your screen. Yeah.
Let me try to do this one, and the next set of questions I'll do it on my screen.
Uh,
So this one, since it's rounded to two decimal places, how would I do it? So I'd half it to create one. Would it be 1.5?
So it will be one.
1.05,
Yes,
and then this is 1 point.
yes, that's it.
So then this is gonna be okay. I'm gonna take it onto my screen and do it.
Uh,
Let me share the screen.
okay.
These are all. So is this one gonna be not? No, it's not. Yeah, it's gonna be 1.7.
Yes, 0.1752. That's good.
It'll be to 1.5, would it?
1 point for which you this one.
Yeah, question 8.
This is to a number x is rounded to three significant figures. The result is 3.69. Write down the error interval for x. So it's three significant
Yeah.
figures.
Then wouldn't you half the 3, which gives you 1.5?
No, no, why you have to half it? I don't understand. Like it's 3.65. So you just have to find its lower and upper bound, simple. Then you have to half it. Let's see. In
So
number
what would I
line,
do?
okay, so it's number line, right? It's 3.69. Okay. When you calculate its upper bound or lower bound, the very first is on the number line it's 3.68 on left hand side and 3.7 on right hand side. Is this clear? The very first thing.
Yeah.
And then you have to calculate the middle value of 3.68 and 3.69 on left hand side.
So I have to find the value between these two.
And yes,
Oh, okay. Okay. Wait. So it would be 3 point.
so 3.69.
That right?
Yes, that's right.
But then for this one, it'd be the same. So it'd be Okay, could you put the next set of questions on the board?
Yes.
I'll stop sharing so it's easier for you.
So these are the next questions.
One second. Okay. Okay, so to one decimal place, so the first one right.
Yes, that's correct.
One decimal point, so
Yes.
that is.
Yes, that's correct.
So are there any so harder questions that we can do?
Yes, there are. That's why we were just practicing these simple questions. Let me
Oh,
give
okay.
you some because it's very much necessary to understand the type of questions.
Yeah.
Okay, then we do truncation. Then we'll do the questions like miscellaneous questions. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So this is about what calculating the error. Now, if we see what is truncation, so it's basically
Okay.
let me see the question. If question is
Yeah.
20, 35,
Right.
and 7, 2, 8, 9, 2, 1 decimal place, and 3 decimal place. So basically, if you see truncating, it's basically rounding off. Okay, you just have to round off the number.
Okay.
That's the conclusion. So if you see the first one, if you have to truncate to 1 decimal place, first you tell me what will be the answer if you truncate it to 1 decimal place.
Um, after that, so be up to 35.7.
30, 35.7. Right. Okay, and if you have to truncate it to 3 decimal place, for this one, for 3 decimal place, what will be the answer?
To 3 decimal places. 35.728.
See, whenever you truncate something or you rounding off, if it's given as up to 3 decimal place, so this is 3 decimal. So after the third one, what is the value that you have to see? If this number is greater than 5, then okay. Like if it's less than 5, then it's okay. Your answer is 0.728. But if it's greater than 5, you have to add plus 1 to here. So that's why when
What
you,
is this for truncation?
yes, okay,
So it'll be 729.
yes, okay. So this is your
Um,
answer. Or like if you truncate, you can directly 3.8. This is also correct. Like simple, just cut off this one and you get 7.728. Okay.
right, then why? But that's not the same because you just said it could be 729.
Yes, 7 to 9. It's for the actually it's for the rounding off when you round it off. But when you truncate
Oh,
it, it just as it is. Okay. This one, I think I said truncate. No. When you rounding it off, then you have to follow this. And for truncate, it's just like simple 7.28. Okay. So there is a little difference between rounding off a number and truncating. Both are actually same, but the thing is, if specifically it's written you have to round the number, then you have to follow this method. Like after the 3 decimal, you have to look out the fourth one. Okay, but when you are truncating, you don't have to worry about the fourth decimal. Is this clear?
okay.
Okay.
I think so.
So for example, if I write 1.45 46. If it's given as truncate this number up to 1 decimal place, your answer will be 1.4. Okay.
Okay.
But if the question is rounded off to 1 decimal place, then since it's 1 decimal place, just after this you have to look out for the next number, which is 6. If
Okay.
clearly 6 is greater than 5, that means add 1 to this and your rounded number is 1.5. So that's the basic difference between rounding off and truncating a number. Clear?
Okay.
So if I give you this one, round off this number up to 2 decimal place and truncate this number to 2 decimal place.
So 1 decimal place.
Two decimal place.
So 1.74.
Is what you're rounding it off or truncating. 1.74 is for rounding off or for truncating because you have to calculate two things. Round off this number up to two decimal place, truncate this number to two decimal place.
Rounding it would be 7.5.
Yeah,
Truncating it would be
would be. Hello.
hello.
Yes. So 1.74 is when you truncate it and 1.75 is when you round it off, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And for this one, round off this number up to three decimal place. Up to three decimal place.
Round it.
Yes.
1.716.
Yes. And truncate this. Same goes. Truncate this to three decimal place then.
Truncate it, so it'd be 1.715.
Yes, that's correct. Okay. Now I'm uploading this one. I don't know what's happening. I'm not able to upload the question. Just let me
Okay.
know. Okay, see this question. So the capacity of a jug has been measured to be 5.43 liters to 2 decimal place. Work out the interval within which 6 C the capacity of jug lies. Okay.
Hmm. You should just answer it on the screen.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, you have to solve
Three
this.
decimal places. Is that right?
5.425 to 5.435. Yes, that's correct.
Cool.
Okay, see this one. Is this question clear?
Yeah, yeah. So is this the speed?
Yes. So this is the distance actually. 80.3 miles. It's a distance.
Okay, can I just, I'll do it on my screen because then I can write.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so it's saying that's the distance.
Yes, 80.3 miles is the
Right.
distance.
So this is time. And the formula is distance over speed. So it's going to be this. So we're working at the speed here, aren't we?
Yes, so it's by considering both upper and lower bounds, work out the average speed of that one.
Okay, so the lower bound for 80.3 to 1 decimal places 5 and 1.87 would be. Is that right?
Actually, I can't see what you're writing.
What?
I can't see what you're writing. I can't see anything.
Oh, the screen hasn't been shared. Mm. So this one, let me change the color. This is for distance.
Yes,
That's
so
for time.
distance. It's 80.353. 80 point.
Yeah, distance is 80.3, and then I rounded it down to its lower bound.
Okay.
So this is the lower bound.
Yeah, so 80.35 upper and 80.25 lower.
And then this one, is this lower bound correct?
1.865 it should be actually, because if we go back to the
Six
question,
five. Oh,
yeah,
6.5.
because it's for
Okay,
a
so
single
then,
decimal place.
okay, so it's gonna be 80.25 over 1.865.
See, you don't have to take upper divided by upper, lower and divided by lower. Why? Because ultimately you have to work out for the maximum speed and the minimum speed.
So would I do 80.3 divided by 1.87, then find the lower bound of that?
Yeah, so in upper, like in numerator it's upper bound and in denominator it's lower bound. Then in numerator it's lower bound and divided by upper bound. Okay?
What?
See,
No, that's not what I said.
look,
What
I'm
did you
saying
just say?
when you are dividing something, right? And you want a value to be maximum. So your numerator, like the number in the upper half should be greater and denominator should be lesser. Is this clear?
Thought that.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
No, I don't know anymore.
Okay, so let me clear you. Uh, Wait a second.
Are you gonna write answer the question on the board?
Okay, I'm just clearing you actually. Okay. What I was trying to say is, suppose you want to calculate two values. Upper bound and lower bound is what? You are actually calculating the minimum and the maximum value, right? Definitely. So, if you want to calculate the maximum value for something, and even take the example of speed is equals to distance over time, and you want to calculate the maximum speed, so definitely d should be larger. Is this point clear? If d is larger, then only speed is larger. Clear? Is this point?
Um,
Hello?
yes. So the number at the top of the denominator should always be bigger.
If you want to, yes, see, it's a very simple concept. If you want to maximize speed, what value will you increase, distance or time? Simple. If you want to increase the value of speed, what will you increase, the distance or the time?
Um, the distance.
Yes, or simple. There is number 7 divided by 3. If you want to increase this number, if you want to make this number larger, will you add any number to 7 or 3? Give me the answer. To make this number larger, you have to add some number. You tell me you'll add that number to numerator or to denominator to make this value larger.
Um, I don't really know.
Uh, what I'm trying to say is, if simple, take the example of this speed. Speed is equals to distance over time. Okay.
Okay.
Speed is directly proportional to distance here. Can you see that?
Yeah.
And speed is inversely proportional to time. Can you see that?
Yeah.
If you increase distance, speed will increase. Is this clear?
Yeah.
And if you decrease time, speed will increase. Is this
Yeah.
clear? Okay. So ultimately, if you want to calculate the, if you want to increase the speed, ultimately you have to increase the distance and decrease the time. Is this point clear?
Yeah.
So that's why when you have to calculate the two values upper bound for s, you have to calculate the upper bound of distance and lower bound of time. Is this clear?
Right.
Okay. And vice versa, if you have to calculate the lower bound, then you have to calculate, because you have to decrease the distance and increase the time. So you have to calculate the lower bound of distance and upper bound of time. Is this point clear? Or
I
if
think
you,
so.
uh, ultimately, again we have to look out for actually upper bound and lower bound, which means we are calculating maximum and the minimum value of something. Okay, that it can reach up to this minimum and maximum up to this. Say for example, I'm tied to somewhere, okay, to a pole. At max I can go up to here, and minimum I can go up to here. Okay, so at max is my upper bound, at minimum is my lower bound. Is this clear?
Yeah.
Okay, same as for the speed, you are calculating the maximum value of speed and minimum value of speed. So if you want to calculate the maximum value of speed, to get the maximum value of speed, you have to increase the distance, because speed is directly proportional to distance. If you increase distance, speed will increase. And also you have to decrease the time, because time and speed shares an inverse relation. That means if you decrease the time, speed will increase. Okay, that's the reason, to get the maximum value or the upper bound of the speed, you have to calculate the maximum value of distance and minimum value of time. So minimum value of time is its lower bound, and maximum value of distance is its upper bound. Is this clear?
Right.
Is it clear now?
I think so. Think so.
Okay. So I know this is the first type of question for this, but if you do some more question on the same, you get to understand this slowly. Okay. So the thing is,
Okay.
what you
Is
have to
there
remember.
any worksheets that you could suggest to me? Is there
Yes.
any worksheets you could suggest? Yeah.
Sorry, can you repeat?
Is there any worksheets that you could suggest relating to this
Okay.
topic? Like any websites? Yeah. Or could you
Okay.
send me any worksheets?
Okay. I do have, but I like actually I need to search them. So what I'll do is I send it, like I forward that sheet to Rakesh sir, and he'll forward it to you. Okay, like by tomorrow, because it's quite late at night. It's almost 1 a.m. as of now. So
Okay.
by tomorrow, like tomorrow morning, I'll send a sheet on this one. Okay, so you just have to practice that. Clear?
Okay.
So first of all, is this clear? So in short, what you have to remember, if you have to calculate the upper bound of anything which has, when you have to divide for any formula, and if you are calculating the upper bound, so the numerator is always upper bound, denominator is lower bound. Okay, and if you are calculating the lower bound of something, so numerator is lower bound and denominator is upper bound. Can you remember this? Is it clear now? Hello? Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Hello?